Okay, so real quick story time on how my family and I went to visit Christchurch in Montclair. So, disclaimer, let me just say I met some of the members of that church, and I was, we had good encounters. I had a good interaction with the people that I did meet, and they spoke highly of the church. So, of course, I'm telling my family, like, listen, we're going to go visit this church. It seems really good. It seems like they have a good children's ministry. So, let's go check it out. Anyway, they do have two campuses, and they have three services. I don't know if it's three services on each campus, but I know that the Montclair location, there are three services: the 9 a.m., the 11 a.m., and the 1 p.m. Now, we went to the 11 a.m., which is probably the most busy packed service, but that was just best for our schedule, because going to church at 1 p.m. when my kid got to go to school the next day and I got to cook dinner and stuff is just diabolical for me, personally. And 9 a.m. is like, between me and my girl, getting out the house is crazy. The man isn't the problem. The daughter and the mother is the problem. So, that being said, we arrived to the church. It took us like 40 minutes to find parking because it was like in the heart of Montclair. We get inside finally, but as we're walking inside, we see people leaving. We saw like a family of probably 3 leaving, and I was like, okay. But we walked inside anyway. So when we walk inside, we see people with their headsets on. It kind of gives like a vibe of like a mega church or something. Not from the outside, but from the inside, like with the headsets and like the ushers leading you in the direction to go in, and they're talking on the headset. Okay, any room? Okay, you're gonna go to Q, letter Q, overflow. I don't really remember what it was called, but I know it was like they were calling the overflows by letters. So we walked. I'm like, do we go this way? Do we go that way? So they're like, okay, you're gonna go upstairs for the overflow. Okay, boom. We go upstairs to the overflow. That overflow is overflowing. Then there's another overflow above that, and that overflow was overflowed too. So, all right, now he's over it. He's like, my man is just like, you know what? Let's go, because I ain't signed up for this. So I'm like, babe, well, I heard it's a really good church. I checked it out on YouTube and stuff like that. And so as we're leaving, so now I'm following him because I'm like, I ain't about to debate him. So as I'm following him, a team member or usher stopped us and was like, hey, are y'all leaving? Oh no, don't leave. Don't worry, I got a seat for y'all. I'm gonna get y'all a seat. So he like, follow me. Okay, cool. We go to follow him. As we're following him now, there's another family of 3 walking in. It was a couple, and then they had like a small daughter. I want to say she was probably like 3. The baby was like 3 or 2. But he stopped them and he said, oh no, don't go up there. There's no seats up there. So he was like, just follow me. I have a seat for y'all. So now you got to get a seat for like 5.5 people. So I'm like, okay. So now what happened is the couple turned around. So now they're automatically in front of us because he stopped them and they made a beeline. So now we're behind them, and he walked in the sanctuary. The usher guy did. But behind him, the couple walks in. Okay, no problem. So we go to walk in directly behind the couple, and the couple and their child, and a lady just put her arm in front of me and stopped me, like hit me right here. So I'm like, she was like, yeah, you can't go in there. So I was like, well, I'm following him. He told me to follow him and he would get us a seat, my family and I. So she was like, yeah, there's no seats in there. You can't go in there. So I was like, okay. And then at this point, my man just stopped me. And he was like, Chanel, we ain't doing this. Let's go. So I was like, all right. So we kindly walked out and left. And then when we got outside, of course, he was like, how did you find out about this church? Who told you so? Now I'm just running it down to him. But he was like, yeah, they turned me off. We never going back there again. He was like, because I don't like how that lady just put her arm in front of you like that. That was rude. Which it was very rude. So, I do want to say that I feel like, especially with ushers, that gave me such a, like, bad nostalgic feeling of, for lack of better words, nostalgia. But a feeling of, I remember being in church when I was a child, and the ushers were kind of mean or nasty. And you would think it's 2026, and, like, fast forward, they still out here doing that. So, yeah, church ushers, I want to say, you don't have to be rude. Or, I don't know, because I've never been an usher, but is that a thing? Like, do you have to be rude to the people? But that definitely deterred my family and I from ever wanting to go visit that church again. The pastor seems like a good pastor from what I saw on YouTube, and it seems like a really decent church overall. But yeah, lady, you definitely messed up the experience for us. I can't tell you her name. I can't even tell you how that lady looked. And if I saw her, I still treat her nice and respectful. I might say something. Yeah, I probably definitely say something if I knew who she was. Like, miss, you ain't have to do all that. But I wasn't going to argue with her in church. So, yeah. That was my experience and my family's takeaway from Christ Church in Montclair. Bye.